It is now time for Dream Abode. We do this show every Tuesday from 1 o'clock, and this show is just to inspire you guys and let you know that it's possible for you to have a house even though you're 20 or 21 or 22. Yes, it sounds mad, but it can happen, and that's what we're here to discuss. Today, we're going to be taking a look at an email. So we got sent an email, and we're going to read that out. We have a special person. Her name is Ibukun Olabi. Welcome to the show today. Welcome back.
Thank you, Timmy.
Today we have a story, right? It's about a girl. Her name is Adora. So Adora just moved into a new apartment. PHCN just came and said, "Madam, you have a bill." She checked the bill, almost had a heart attack. The bill was 150,000 naira. So she was told that the bill is actually carryover from the previous person who lived there, and she has to pay the bill. If not, she won't have electricity. Now she's gone to her landlord. Look at what's happening. The landlord says future rent, you have minus 150 off of your rent, right? She's saying, I don't have 150k. I just moved. I just paid 2 years rent. Now she doesn't want to stay in the house anymore. She wants to go. And he doesn't want to give her back her money. What does Adora do?
Before you move into a new apartment, do due diligence.
What does that mean?
That means you ask questions, the right kind of questions. Who was the first tenant? How old has this house been?
Mm-hmm.
What is the rent averagely across board? The agents, most times, are always about their commissions.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to ask them some questions, really. Most people will just ask about whether water is running. Water is not actually the important thing. The fact that the house is actually new, it's well painted, or the corridors are nice, doesn't mean that the walls aren't cracking somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to ask. Okay, let me give you an instance. There was a tenant who came to the area, one of the houses near my neighborhood. And the first thing he actually asked was, what kind of meter do you use?
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to be sure whether it was the old metering system,
Mm-hmm.
whether it was this prepaid.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time he found out that it was the old metering system, he didn't take the house. That was even a saving grace for him,
Mm-hmm.
because he knows that if it's prepaid, there's no carryover anything. You pay as you
go. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So for Adora, really, you have to go talk to your landlord. How do we sort this out? We have to negotiate. Either we share the cost, because
Mm-hmm.
it's actually not half-off, really. Then PHCN too. You have to go to them, because there are instances I hear about that. You could negotiate. If she's demanding her rent, that's a long
process. What is the checklist I have to go through before I decide that, okay, this is a good property and I can go ahead and rent this?
Sure that it's a new house.
Mm-hmm.
First, check the water system.
Mm-hmm.
Check the lighting. The best thing is go at night, in the evenings.
Mm-hmm.
You would find out from maybe the salon nearby,
Mm-hmm.
or there's a barber's shop. Those are the people who will tell you about the house on your own,
Mm-hmm.
without your agent.
Mm-hmm.
Then also check the rent around the area.
Mm-hmm.
What's the prices for a particular kind of accommodation? Then the security.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of security facilities do they have in the neighborhood? Whether it's a street, whether it's an entire community, whether it's an estate.
Mm-hmm.
You have to ask those questions.
So that's the checklist.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm a student and I'll be getting a new hostel in a new school. So things are based in Lagos and school is in Ocean State. And I'm going to have roommates. So we need to put money together to get the hostel. By the time I go to check it out myself, one of the new roommates has to go herself to check it out. She stays in Ocean State. I've been in Lagos all my life. I'm going to ask her how to get
All right. Thank you for calling us. Hello.
Hi, Timmy.
Hi. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm in a very similar situation. I moved into this apartment, but before I moved in, I noticed the bill of 116,000.
Okay.
So I complained to the landlord, who refused to do anything about it, but I still moved in. And then the NEPA guys came around and they told me to pay something. As long as I pay something every month, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
So every month, for the past 1 year, even till now, I pay 1,000 naira.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, the light is so constant. So that's just what I do. That's what I think you should do also. Just pay something.
Just pay something.
Just pay something.
Okay.
Depends on the kind of meter again. If it's a prepaid, well, and if it's the postpaid, oh well. I don't know. Mine is the prepaid, so there's always light. And I just pay 1,000 every month.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Now, you see my concern. It's like when you have a credit card and you just pay the interest. You don't really pay the bill. So when he leaves or when she leaves, the next person will be stuck with that bill as well. So it's just a vicious cycle.
Where does this stop? Landlords are supposed to, the onus is on them really to be responsible for some things, even if it's not within the ambience of the law.
And is that not what a security deposit is for? I mean, some people will tell you to pay a security
It's
deposit.
for damages.
It's a damage. It's a type of damage. You didn't pay your bill, and it's affecting my business because the flat is a business.
That's the thing. Is she going to leave that bill for somebody else? Because the landlord actually telling her to pay it as rent, it's actually against the law. So paying rent for another year you haven't even started.
Right. That's illegal.
It's illegal. Both tenants, both landlord. It's illegal.
But come on, people never pay in Lagos. Some landlords ask for 2 years up front. So are we not gonna put them in jail then?
Because nobody wants to do that. We're also culturally conscious. We feel that.
But it's illegal
it's
in
illegal.
Lagos to take 2 years rent.
It's illegal. You pay 1 year. You don't pay rent in excess.
Wow, I didn't know this.
As a landlord and as a tenant, get a copy of the tenant's law. Read it. It's just 13 pages.
Can she sue her landlord for her rent?
Yeah, she can if she wants to.
She can. It just costs her a lot of time and a lot of
Yes, that's the thing.
That's the problem.
where there's still another option. She can go to the multi-door courthouse for alternate dispute resolution.
Okay.
This is the issue. I'm bringing this issue before this court. The landlord doesn't want to take responsibility, it's obvious. The tenant too is grieved, and I do not blame her. But that is another option. It's quicker. And they will still say, okay, both of you, which way forward? So it depends on how the negotiation goes. But at least I know she would get some recourse.
From that.
From that.
So that's an alternative as well. I find that in our conversation you've mentioned agents a lot.
Yes.
What is there any case where you don't use an agent? So for example, in my house, I found it by myself, right? But I still paid an agency fee to somebody, a ghost that I don't know. And I was like, shouldn't this money go to me? Because I find that that's the case in this country. Whether you have an agent or not, you still pay an agency fee.
You found it yourself. Why is he collecting that money from you?
He just said, madam, you know now. Ha 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 ha. That's how it is. Exactly those words.
No. I kept on talking about mentioning agent because I know that's what they always do. Really. Landlords always push someone across, or someone comes to the landlord and says, I want to be your agent because of the 5%. Or I don't know whether they have like a union or a group or something where someone could. We're not kicking them out of their earnings, but they should do their job.
Yeah.
They should do their job.
I'm so happy you said this. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you guys learned something. And guys, don't forget, you can follow on social medias at Dream Abode TV. Also, for you to get those business day codes, please follow. Don't forget about the rent to own scheme. It's still there. Go check out their website. Make sure you check that out. We'll be back same time next week. The show continues, the Midday Oasis with GS the CUN and Timlistic Timmy.
Policy is transparent.
This is real, and please need to be a good taxpayer.
The rent to own policy is for real. It's come to